Unknown transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just bet a quid, it really won't matter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, back for another Transformers Transformation Review thingy. Been watching a lot of Third Eagle of the Apocalypse, or the co-prophet of the End Times guy on YouTube. Some of you may know who I'm talking about. I think the term batshit crazy was invented for him. Anyway, just fantastic. Let's move on. I thought I knew everything. Really, I did. No, just kidding. But Transformers is being a Transformers fan and someone who collects Transformers and somebody's kind of mad about Transformers. You know something about Transformers. I know something about Transformers. I don't know half as much as the vast majority of the rest of you probably, because I'm one of those guys who very much a fanboy, is a fanatic of the plastic. A plastic fan, indeed, and not so much the BG, as you may or may not know. Background, that is, for the uninitiated. And when I came to review this guy tonight, Crumplezone, I thought that Dark Crumplezone was just a repaint of Crumplezone from Cybertron. Now, I'm doing a Cybertron figure because it's kind of about time I done a Cybertron figure. It's not that I've run out of Beast Wars figures to do, not even nearly, or Beast Machines, or Beast Era. No, not at all. But when I go to review a figure, when I decide I want to review, I just look around and I kind of wait for someone to kind of glow a little bit. You know, a little bit of magic. Someone goes, me, Ray, it's me tonight. And it was Crumplezone tonight. And I thought, right, okay, fair enough, it's your turn. It's as simple as that. That sounds odd, but that's kind of the way it works, more or less. So I thought the Dark Crumplezone was just a repaint of Crumplezone. My God, this guy is retooled so much. I thought I knew. I just suspected. I just suspected that would be the case. How wrong I was. He's very, very, very different. I'll get onto that in a minute. There was something else I wanted to say. I've probably forgotten it. Can I remember what it was? Not especially. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. On that. Okay. So, not only is it a repaint, he's also a retool. So, it got me thinking, not for the first time, I might add. Not for the first time, not for the 10th or 20th or 30th time. What I would like to see repainted. And which character, which existing Transformer would I like them to be. Now, these aren't ones that I'm asking for your nominations here. I often think that, you know, whenever you see a new bot or an existing bot, I'm talking about anything that isn't really movie line, not the Bayformers, because I don't have very much experience of those. But if a new bot comes out and I think, oh, he'd look great, repainted as a blah blah yakety schmackety. For example, I always want to see Optimus Prime repainted as Nemesis Prime, always without fail. But even something a little more creative than that. For example, George was round here for New Year's Eve. I said round here for New Year's Eve. How we partied, we were in bed at 10:30. Jesus. But him and I came up with quite a time ago an idea of a repaint that got us really, really excited, right? And Buckon or anyone else, if you're out there, George Lee and Ray Curran own the rights to this idea, right? You'll like this. The G1 Horror Cons, right? Repaints of Apeface would be a repaint of Optimal Optimus. Wouldn't you just want it so much? Apeface, a repaint of Optimal Optimus. Jesus, man, how good would that be? And of course, Snapdragon, a repaint of Transmetal 2 Megatron. Do any of you Transformer fans out there, would any of you not want to collect those? Would any of you not want that? So BotCon, I've seen what you're offering this year, and I'm mildly interested. It's always nice to see what BotCon are doing. Sometimes I go, oh, that's awesome. This year I'm going, wow, great, you know, whatever. I won't be getting those figures. I'm not excited by them at all. But those two, can you imagine how good they would be? How awesome they would look? So, What would you like to see repainted into what? Has to be an existing figure. You can't invent Decepticon backwipe because there's no way for us to relate to that. You know what I mean? So Transformers fans, you can stick up a video, send me a message. I would like to know. I want to see, and George, exaggerated elegy, want to see Transmetal 2 Megatron repainted as Snapdragon and Optimal Optimus repainted as Apeface. Thank you very much. Hasbro, make it happen. Good. Look at this guy. He is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. He's one of those Cybertron, he's one of those toys. Actually, not just a Cybertron toy. He's one of those Transformers toys that I didn't have for the longest time and I wanted. I mean, it was up there in... It was up there with the big ones, you know? I wanted him as much as I wanted Transmetal 2 Megatron. Obviously, Transmetal 2 Megatron is, you know, is the bee's knees. This guy is very, very nice. But I wanted him as much. Before I didn't have him, I wanted him as much. Nice guy to have. Very, very, very tasty figure. So it was a Cybertron time, the time for a Cybertron, and indeed, why not? Now let's have a little look at a BG here. Not enough to do you any harm. I only have the BG for Crumplezone here, so we'll go along with that. Trusting but dumb, Crumplezone is often drawn, I'm not doing the voice, drawn into serving as the muscle to back up the paranoid plotting of his partner Ransack. Nice little bot too, tiny little cycle former. Huge, powerful, and super fast, Crumplezone is sometimes surprised by sudden turns. Not that it matters, he's the biggest guy on Speed Planet, Velocitron. And crashing straight ahead through whatever gets in his way is his speciality. Twin turbine ramjets can propel him at nearly the speed of sound. And selective, I just spat on my computer screen. Selective thrust reversal, nice to say, allows him to fire hypersonic high explosive slugs nearly 12 miles. My, that is a long way. Just look at this. He's a big black three-wheeled Velocitron guy. Just very sexy. Now, I'll tell you how extensively he's retooled. The colour of the original Crumplezone is completely different. This is completely retooled. He's got new missiles, completely retooled. These fins on either side, this whole section is completely retooled. This entire midsection is completely retooled. He's got these new fins. And like I say, he's completely different colour. Extensive retool. Extensive retool. Now, I like to think of this guy. He is sexy. I do think he's a very, very sexy bot. He's like some armoured stealth prison van. There you go. He's an armoured stealth paddy wagon. He really is. He's very, very sexy. And where's the Cyberplanet key? There it is. His Cyberplanet key, and not interestingly, but says V2R2. I always thought that he was a triple changer. I always thought he would have officially been a triple changer, but he's not. Nice little note about this guy. He was repainted as an Optimal Optimus for, I think it was BotCon, was it? May have been repainted as Optimal Optimus. I always thought of this guy as a triple changer because he does have another, to me, a definite mode. This is obviously a three-wheeled Velocitron, speedster, dragster, something like that. But when you take said Cyberplanet key and insert it into his little crevice, you will get a sound clip, obviously. But you also get, to me, which looks like a very nice, sexy bit of Automorph and another mode. Rather in the way that Cybertron Megatron, very, love that bot, love that bot. But you just kind of take the rear wheels and stick him at the front, and you give him little wings, and all of a sudden he goes from the Batmobile to the Batjet. This guy's kind of similar, but Automorph, take key, insert, listen and watch, ladies and gentlemen. Nice little listen to that again. Must be some kind of missile fire, it sounds like it. Yeah, nice, that's all it does. But look what happens. These, oh, love it. Yeah, you can tell. I'm getting a little bit sexy right now. These guys come all the way forward and these wings pop out. Let's have a forward front-on shot from the front. Let's see the money shot once more. Oh, very nice. to me, look, all of a sudden he goes from a land vehicle to something that can absolutely, definitely, without doubt, fly. Now, the only reason I say that I think that he was always a triple changer to me, this cannot fly. It goes on the land. This spends most of its time in the air. That's just how I would see it anyway. So, but he's not officially a triple changer. Hey, he's as triple changery as you want them to be. He's as triple changery as any other fan mode is. I love how this looks. Now, obviously, these guys are going to pop out. We don't need it to happen, and it's not going to happen in the way that a lot of other missiles. They're not going to go willy-nilly shooting off all over the place. Transform this guy. Really intuitive. Really intuitive. Really nice. You can see these are going to be legs here. Now check out the extensive retooling of this guy, not just the recolor, because that is impressive enough. It's like going from Scorponok to Dark Scorponok. Immediately you want the Dark Scorponok a little bit more. Trust me, you did. And then we went from Crumplezone to Dark Crumplezone, and immediately this guy went from being very interesting to being very interesting and very sexy. Almost a different, not quite a different mold. Silly me, not quite a different mold, but interesting, sexy, retooled enough for it to be a credible reason to buy it. Talk about these fins. It was packaged, of course, with the original Crumplezone's instructions, and these fins weren't attached. They were in a little plastic bag. So consequently, a lot of people didn't notice that Dark Crumplezone came with additional fins that you attached, and they ended up throwing them out. So if you're looking at this going, my Crumplezone, I bought my Crumplezone new and he doesn't have fins, it's because you chucked them. Look at this, nice. I love the way this entire wheel, big front wheel, goes all the way, and you can see there's something optimal. This is the optimal Optimus thing, isn't it? And where's his head? His head is all the way in here. Nice. He's a very, very comical looking guy. Let's just finish off his feet. He's got giant big feet. Now look at him. He is a big bruiser of a bot. Nice big thing. Look at those feet. He stands really well. You're not going to have any problems with him. Face, very cool. It reminds me of Trapjaw. Always has. Even the color of this face. And so much so that he even has a little bit of a Trapjaw He-Man thing going on. Love that. That's a nice little touch, and it just adds to the characterfulness of this guy. Very, very cool. As you can see, he is, like I said, a big bruiser of a guy. All this lovely clear amber colored plastic, big arms, big shoulders, kind of smallish legs, but that just adds to his kind of bruisery Britishness. And of course, you can insert Cyberplanet key again, and I have. Just look at this guy. Absolutely fantastic. So, Dark Crumplezone, who is the repaint extensive retool. You don't often get that. You often get repaints. You don't often get repaint extensive retool of Cybertron Crumplezone from Velocitron Speed Planet. Really good characterful bot. Looks great next to his little buddy Ransack. He's a tiny little cycle former. Really interesting little cycle former. And make sure your Dark Crumplezone has these bad boys, or he's not complete, I'm afraid. Nice bot. Get him if you like. Do you know, I'm going to go say it, get him if you like triple changers, because I'll always think of him as a triple changer. It doesn't really matter what Takara and or Hasbro say to me at this point. He's as triple changery as this, the addition of this little cyber planet key makes him, because he goes from a land vehicle to something that can absolutely fly. Love this little guy. Looks great along with all the other Cybertron figures. Looks great next to Dark Scorponok, next to Crumplezone, who I've still yet to get. Got Dark Crumplezone first. Got him a few auto assemblies back. I'm having dreams about Auto Assembly 2012. I can't wait to go. Lovely little guy. Requires 3 little something or other batteries. You know, the ones that look like little peanuts. But he's very, very nice. Love the color scheme, everything about him. I love the fact that he has all those Cybertronian modes and this very uncompromising, brutish big bot. Excellent. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, try and get this guy. I think if you get this guy complete for 20 quid, you've got a bargain. Absolutely. He's been released for what? It must be about 6 years now, maybe 5, maybe 5 years. Very, very cool. Very, very sexy. Very, very much a triple changer. Good night.
Now that's what I call a robot in disguise. Thank you very much.